why are all the companies on the list, the blacklist, conservative groups?
I think that's something that conservatives would need to answer.
No, I think that's something you need to answer.
I'm not
Because
a
we're talking
representative
about
of any of these
censorship
companies.
here, and there's only one group of people being censored.
No one is being censored.
Miss
according
Eunice
to what
here,
is being
Miss
described
Eunice here
today.
admitted that she's not even a Republican. She leans left. Yet she's telling us that all of the companies on the blacklist are conservative groups. How do you square that?
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are meeting me for the first time, my name is Clevy and it is so nice to meet you. You guys, we have another interesting video before us today. And you guys, this is titled Eli Crane and Witness a Fierce Clash over Government Censorship. Let's check this out.
Lady yields back, and now I recognize Representative Crane from the great state of Arizona for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate the hearing today. I want to start with you, Ms. Franks. I believe you said the government has the right to participate in expressing its viewpoint. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't, respectfully, Ms. Franks, I don't think that's what we're really talking about here today. We're not talking about the government expressing its viewpoints. What we're really talking about is when the government pays and uses taxpayer dollars to fund these entities that we're talking about here today that actually discredit some of these news sites and drives away their advertisers. Do you think that's fair as well?
What is fair is for the government to be able to fund projects and organizations that do certain things with those funds that may include competing in the marketplace of ideas, and they may be winning in the marketplace of ideas, but the government is not making those choices. And when certain news outlets lose in the marketplace of ideas, they may want to blame the government for that, but maybe they're just losers.
So, okay, Ms. Franks, do you think...
It's actually Dr. Franks.
What's that?
It's actually Dr. Franks.
Okay, Dr. Franks, sorry. Ms. Jonas here said that when she was looking at these entities and the organizations that they had blacklisted, every single one of them was a conservative-leaning organization. Do you think that's fair as well? Is that okay? Dr. Franks?
Use a different name, so I wasn't sure you were talking to me.
Yeah, I'm still talking to you. I'm still looking at you. I'm still talking to you.
Would you repeat the question for me?
Yeah, you seem to have a problem paying attention to the questions being asked of you today. I'll repeat it for you again. Do you think that it's okay that these entities that are blacklisting companies, all of the companies on the list that are blacklisted are conservative outlets?
Do I think that it is okay for a company, for a nonprofit organization to develop tools that offer rankings, in other words, offer speech of criticism, critical speech about certain businesses? Yes, I think that's okay because that is protected First Amendment activity.
So you think it's okay for the federal government to be using our tax dollars to basically, through a proxy, blacklist one side of the aisle? You think that's okay?
I do not, because that is not what is happening.
Really? How so?
Yes.
Then why are all the companies on the list, the blacklist, conservative groups?
I think that's something that conservatives would need to answer.
No, I think that's something you need to answer.
I'm not
Because
a
we're talking
representative
about
of any of these
censorship
companies.
here, and there's only one group of people being censored.
No one is being censored.
Miss
according
Eunice
to what
here,
is being
Miss
described
Eunice here
today.
admitted that she's not even a Republican. She leans left. Yet she's telling us that all of the companies on the blacklist are conservative groups. How do you square that, doctor?
I don't have to square that because, as I said, the focus
I know, because
here,
you don't have to make any sense, do you?
may I answer the question?
Yeah, go ahead.
The First Amendment has certain principles and certain rules. People may not like them. People may disagree with them. People may not like the fact that someone out there may say conservatives are all bad or liberals are all bad. The correct response to not liking that is to engage in your own speech, as is often happening here. It is not to say, oh, this is censorship, we're being silenced. It's simply to say, we disagree with what's being said here. Try to compete, and if you are good enough, maybe you'll win.
Miss Jonas, what do you have to say about what Dr. Franks just said?
First of all, I want to be clear that this wasn't just about NewsGuard and GDI. The government was funding hundreds, at least 300 tools and technologies that were designed to censor speech. Some of them weren't even pretending to censor foreign disinformation, quote unquote disinformation. Of course, that's a subjective term. So they were hosting COVID disinformation challenges where they were giving grants to companies who showed that they were the best at censoring COVID disinformation. COVID is not really a national security or foreign topic, even if it, has some tinges of that. So this was about the government using its authority. The government can't use its authority, can't use its power, and can't use its money in order to censor views it doesn't like. It's the government, yes, it has a right to censor, to express its own views, but not to use those views to censor. That's where it stops. And the court expressly said that in Vulo recently, actually.
Mr. Weingarten, I'm going to allow you to comment on this exchange.
I just say briefly, we've heard a robust defense of the government's purported right to speak, which, as we've established, really looks like a right to censor. And the censors portrayed as the victims here, but American speech en masse has been censored by this censorship industrial complex on a slew of issues that expressly reflect protected political speech. And if a stop isn't put to it, we're going to lose this right in toto.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
He used the other lady's opinion to counter whatever she said. Thumbs up to you, Mr. Eli Crane. You definitely, I love the way you handle that. You guys, see, anyone who insists or who interjects and demand that the doctor reference, like you need to use doctor, honestly, for me, you lose any credibility they might have garnered up to that point. Because for me, doctors wouldn't even say that. They won't even they won't even say that. Honestly. But anyways, that's aside. Now let's talk about the doctor and what she said and what she suggested. The doctor continually focused on the organization's First Amendment rights, which has nothing to do with what the censorship issue that was being questioned. Would you agree with me? Let me know in the comment section. Please also remember to be respectful in the comment section, okay? Because there's been a lot of censorship happening on YouTube. So if you say the wrong thing, it doesn't even get to see the light of day. So be mindful of whatever you drop, and be respectful anyways. So she's just focused on the organization's First Amendment right. It has nothing to do with the censorship issue that was being discussed. The issue was that an organization or administration was funneling money to organizations that had led strong political bias to the admin political opponents. That was just it. That was just it. That is the issue being discussed. That is what we are talking about. But the doctor was just being focused on the First Amendment rights alone. He kept on asking, are you saying that the government, they are right to use taxpayers' money to fund these organizations? Okay, all the people in the blacklist, right? This is the clip we saw, but that means things have even happened before this clip. And so it's like, even someone sitting down next to you that says she is tilting towards the left has also admitted that the companies on the blacklist are all conservative companies. How do you justify that? How do you justify that? And this is recent, you guys. What's the date on here? This is really recent. 26th. How I love when things like this happen. You guys know I love diving into hearings like this because you get a lot of opinions being passed across. Wow, Dr. Frank, you're wrong. I mean, in my opinion, anyways, because everyone is entitled to what they think and their own opinion. You're wrong. You guys, let me also know your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you right there.